Today I fucked up by picking up a hitchhiker and then showing up to my own funeral. This happened a few years ago and I was living in Zimbabwe at the time, and I was having a pretty bad day. I was going to see my auntie who lived about 400 kilometers away from me. If you're African you'll understand that this was no small journey. So I got in my car and set off, and about 3 hours into the journey I came across a dude by the side of the road who was going in the same direction, so out of the goodness of my heart I said jump in. We go to talking and he happened to be going to exact same village as me and he knew my auntie. Half an hour passes and we're making polite chit-chat and reminiscing about old times in Zimbabwe, when all of a sudden he tell me to pull over, so I do. He runs out of the car and starts making retching noises, so I assume he's throwing up. It's dark at this point so I can't really see much, so I go check on him. First mistake. I get out and go to his side expecting him to be there, but he's not. Then I hear someone behind and me, and before I know it I'm unconscious. So I wake up a couple hours later. I know this because the sun was coming up at this point, without my car, clothes or wallet. So I'm thinking great. I look around and see him on some farmland wearing the guy's clothes. So I start walking in no particular direction and eventually come across a settlement. I explain to them my situation and they tell me that the nearest main road is at least a good half a day's walk from where I am, and they don't get many cars coming through this part, but they heard one last night, which might be our thief. I start walking in the direction they point me in, and after what felt like forever I come across a road, so I pitch up and start waiting. Now I know most of you are thinking why not call someone. I had no phone with me and I don't have the best memory, so I didn't know any numbers that would come in handy. After a couple of hours a car stops and lets me hitch. I let him know the situation, and he says we're in the complete opposite direction of my intended destination, but he's willing to drop me close enough to walk the rest of the way, to which I thought great. It takes a good 2 days to get there and he drops me off and I say my goodbyes to my driver. I take down his number so I can repay him later on. At this point I'm starting to recognize my surroundings. I walk for a few miles and as I'm getting closer to my auntie's I can hear lots of singing and what appears to be a large crowd, which I thought was strange. I'm about 100 feet from the house and I see my son, which again I thought was strange because he was meant to be in school at this time, but instead of running to me and hugging me as he normally does, he runs away screaming, to my complete bewilderment. I get to the gate and all of a sudden the large crowd, alerted by my son's scream, has stopped singing and is stood silent. My wife appears and starts to run towards me, hugging and kissing me like I've been gone for months. My auntie appears and immediately faints when she sees me. I still have no clue what's going on at this point and am exhausted, so we rush to get my auntie inside and I see my picture on top of a large box that resembles a coffin sitting in the living room. So it turns out that the guy who robbed me and made off with my car, my wallet and all my clothes was in a car crash, so bad that they couldn't identify the body, and because the only things they could use to identify him was my wallet, they assumed it was me that had died in the crash. Since there was no body of sorts, they could arrange the funeral pretty quickly, and that is what I had stumbled upon. My son still has nightmares to this day, and my wife has told me never to pick up a hitchhiker ever again. Too long, didn't read. Got carjacked, robber died and family thought it was me. They arranged my funeral and I somehow managed to stumble upon my own funeral. Imagine though, this guy said he knew your aunt, then he managed to get you away from the car and left you on the road. What if the robber actually was Op from the future, coming to fulfill his fate, and to prevent a paradox? In which case, Op actually went to his own funeral. You need to flesh that out and publish it because, for me, it wasn't long enough. I would even watch that movie. Thanks for posting, smile. Yeah, I'd watch it, but it better not be directed by M. Night. Holy shit, pizza is here guys. Op delivers. Awesome story, best I've read on today. I fucked up. Karma is real, people. He got karma in real life and now you get karma in Reddit life. Edit, I get it people. He doesn't get link karma for this. Thank you for pointing that out. So the thief undressed the Op and then took the trouble of dressing the unconscious Op in his own clothes, when at any second his victim might come to. Today I fucked up by masturbating in front of my entire family. This happened a week ago, but the awkwardness is still as strong as ever. Stress has always gotten to me pretty easily, but the last few weeks or so have really been something else. Aside from major examinations coming up, pressure to do well from my family and a severe lack of sleep, sometimes less than 5 hours a night, my wisdom teeth were also getting removed in a few days, which I was extremely anxious about. Altogether, I was having a pretty bad time coping with it all, so, being the horny teenager I am, I often find solace in my penis and its best buddy, my right arm. So, upon returning after getting my teeth removed in what seemed like a dream, I lay down in my living room with my family, watching TV. I dozed off a couple of times, and was generally quite disoriented. Being both high off anesthetics and tired is not a good combination, and after waking feeling drowsier than ever, the upcoming exams dawned on me once again, especially since I had done next to no study at the time. Not really caring to face the problems that troubled me, I decided to reunite the dynamic duo, that being my right arm and my beloved penis, and forget about it all. And so off I went. Except I forgot one thing. I was still in the living room, in full view of my entire family. Somehow, my gassed up, tired brain managed to convince me that I was not in fact sitting with my family by our TV, but was instead comfortably laying in bed, in my own room. I don't really understand how or why it happened. A few seconds in and I began to notice the puzzled eyes that curiously seemed to be looking right at me, with expressions that transitioned from shock at my brazen meat smashing, to anger and outrage, accompanied with intense giggling. I snapped out of it, of course, realizing the insanity of my actions, and beheld the pure, unfiltered embarrassment I put myself in. I'm not going to talk about what happened next, as I don't want to relive the next few moments. My father is just disappointed. He hasn't talked to me much recently, and the long awkward silences on the drives home are not too pleasant. My mother believes that we should embrace my sexuality, and is potentially setting up a group therapy session as I write this. And I'm just studying my ass off, pouring through books. It's a good excuse to be alone. I find myself hoping that none of it really happened, that maybe I was just dreaming while I was gassed up. But it did happen, and boy does my life suck right now. TL doctor returned from dentist gassed up, beat my meat while in front of my whole family. I now live in shame. Congratulations /you/known pay. This post has been voted by our community Discord as the fuck up of the week. Just maintain that you were high off your ass when it happened and things should go back to normal eventually. He should do it again when he's not high. Dad is just jealous he's never had the guts to do it in front of everyone. This would be way more awkward if you actually finished. Yes, but he does say he won't recount the next few moments. Edit, oh man, I really did not intend on prompting these ensuing comments lol. Sorry op. I would have laughed so much it would have hurt. And then I would have told you not to worry, we've all done stupid things under the influence and laughed some more. Your parents really need to calm down. Up the stories I've seen and heard about from people getting put under at the dentist. I really hope I haven't said or done anything stupid or embarrassing. After my surgery I was semi-aware, and realized I was about to start saying stupid things, so forced myself to repeatedly say beep beep until the drugs wore off. Today I fucked up by buying my mom an Amazon device. I want to start by giving some background here. I basically live, eat, sleep and breathe Amazon. I need something, straight to Amazon. I use Kindle and Audible daily. Want to stream music, Amazon Music. Want a new movie, Prime Video. Run out of something randomly, hey Alexa. Laundry soap, toothpaste, shampoo, dog food, fish food, subscribe and save biatch. Amazon has the answers to all of life's problems. So when looking for a place to store photos, I see Prime members have free unlimited photo storage with Amazon Photos. Naturally, my next move is to take full advantage of this, being a Prime member. Automatically upload photos from my phone. Even better. Rewind to September 25th, my mom's birthday. I thought about her gift for a while, but when I remembered she didn't have a smart TV, the answer was easy. I hop on Amazon shopping and use my Amazon credit card to purchase one Fire TV stick. She was so happy she could watch Netflix on her TV now. Yay, success? Or so I thought. Yesterday I get an email from Amazon with the subject line "Welcome to the Fire TV family" and thought, oh good, she's finally setting it up, she's gonna love it. Not even in the smallest, darkest corner of my mind did I imagine that it would sign into my Amazon account without even asking for a password. Surely she'd have to use her own account. Fast forward to today at a family barbecue, the TV was turned onto the Fire Stick home page and people were playing with it, using different apps, etc. Eventually it's forgotten about and left to turn on its screensaver. Sitting in my mother's kitchen, I glance behind me towards the TV to see a giant lit up 65 inches photo of my vagina. I spit out my drink and everyone looks at me. I happen to be sitting in a position where the TV is behind me, so every single person in my family got a glorious view of me, bright red, choking, scrambling to find the goddamn remote with a horribly X-rated backdrop. I'm not a person to just take one picture like that and call it good. I took probably 40 pictures that night for my so to include dildos, butt plugs, the like, in all different positions to get the perfect photos that were now being displayed on my parents' television for my entire family to view. I have tattoos that were visible in the pictures, though there's no denying this is me and no way to talk myself out of this one. Nobody helped me. The remote was nowhere to be found, so pulled the device from the TV and took it straight home with me, where I'm currently hiding under my blanket in shame and misery. I didn't give anyone a chance to say anything, I just ran away. The worst part, I asked Alexa how to recover from pain and humiliation, and sorry, I'm not sure about that. Fuck Amazon. Update. I promised an update, but it's not really worthy of its own post. I talked to my mom, who assured me that it's not as bad as it seems, nobody really noticed, and it's just like when my cousin replied to the group text with his dirty laundry, no big deal. However, my brother says the opposite, and that my mom has threatened death and dismemberment for anyone who dares mention this to me for any reason. I'm not sure how to prove that this wasn't an Amazon ad, I just wrote it how I wrote it because I thought it was funny. I wish Amazon was paying me for this crap. I'm just going to laugh about it and see how it blows over. Yes, I fucked up, I was a dumbass, that's why I posted it here. Yes, I should have known this could happen. Call me whatever names you want, but yes, sending unsolicited nudes to each other is something me and my so do. It's fun. I don't intentionally save them, but my photos were set to automatically upload on Wi-Fi. It happened. Thanks to everyone for the awards and sharing your similar stories, they made me laugh. And thanks for checking out my cat. Too long didn't read, my sexy pics ended up on my mom's TV at a family party. Live in the cloud, die in the cloud. I feel your pain. The cloud has got me in similar way. Apple TV screensaver was on and yup, there goes my dick floating across the screen. Ran out of my room to gather up every device in the house, but it was too late. You win. Yeah, that's a first tier F up. I wish I could say this will quickly be forgotten, but you're going to be living this down at literally every family get-together until you die. You'll be 90 with an oxygen tank and still living this down. Yup. Even if the older folks were to get Alzheimer's, this will be one of those things they'll never forget, and then talk about every time they see you. Amazon giveth, and Amazon taketh, and Amazon shareth.